make sure that you have enough coolant, a funnel. We're also going to change the belt, alternator belt, and enough cardboard and things to catch the splash, because you don't want to contaminate the area. So that's the belt. Because the one we have here right now, it's a bit brittle and cracked in some places. So just make sure you have your supplies in order, that way you know where they are. Alright, so let's get to the car. For the radiator that we're going to change, we have to unbolt a couple things, and the bottom as well. So we're going to take this bolt guy and this bolt guy. We're going to take them out. That one you could take off when the radiator comes out. Just unplug whatever is connected to it on the bottom. Unclamp that. You don't have to unclamp that one. Now this is the lower radiator hose that's connected to the thermostat. Unclamp it. And if you want to change the thermostat, now would be the perfect time to do it. We're not going to change it because I changed it about 2 years and the car is running fine. Drain it. Another tip is to unplug everything from the radiator. That way the coolant flows out better. Also, you could do is squeeze the upper radiator hose to move all the coolant out. And make sure that the heat is on in your vehicle. Well, it's not, the car is not on, but it's on the heat setting instead of the cold setting. Okay, we unplugged our brackets. Well, we took them off, whatever. Make sure you set them aside. You're going to take also unclamp the upper coolant, the transmission coolant hose. And there's also a bottom one. There's two connectors, one for the AC fan, one for the regular fan. That is the lower coolant hose. We didn't unplug it from the radiator, but from the hard line coming from the transmission. So those are the two connectors. A quick tip for that one, the connectors, you don't press them down, you pull up the tabs and then you pull them out. Just another view of where you have to disconnect, and put a little paper so you won't be dripping transmission fluid. So the radiator is out. There are 4 bolts holding the fan onto the radiator. Now would be the perfect time to replace them or clean them, put some lubricant and reuse them. And that's what we're going to do today. Also inspect your lower coolant hose and your lower transmission hose. As you can see, this one has seen better days and it was actually rubbing against something. So we're going to not only replace it but put some type of protective on it. Now that you have the radiator out, it will be the perfect time to check out for any type of debris, rock, dead birds that might be lingering around your radiator place. Also replace your hose if needed, and don't lose your clamps. That's the new radiator with the fans on. We have the lower radiator hose already attached, and you don't have to get a molded line for the transmission coolant. We have a random transmission fluid line. Just make sure it fits snug. It doesn't have to be molded because the molded ones are expensive. You could just get a general hose. Now that the radiator is on and clamped down, all the clamps are secured. As you can see, we chopped the end part where it was cracking, and the lower radiator hose with a protective shield, like a little plastic shield, it's secured into place. So we turned the clamp the other way around on the bottom. That way you have easier access to the lower radiator hose in case you ever need to replace it. We have our new belt on and it's already tensioned in place. Now that you clamped everything together and everything's secure, including the lower radiator hose, fill up your coolant reservoir, plug that up, put in your funnel adapter. Oh yeah, one more thing. I secure them with zip ties for easier access in case I ever need to have access to the lower radiator hose. So we have our funnel. Fill up the radiator as much as you can with the car off until no more coolant could be filled into the radiator. Then you're going to turn your car on and wait for the car's thermostat to open up and the fan to turn on. So after it has been idling and went to operating temperature, I put a flat screwdriver so the throttle will idle a little bit higher, around 2 RPM. That way the thermostat go open a little bit sooner. Everybody was wondering what is that, and that is just the temperature reading for the outside of the vehicle, not the inside. So now we just wait, and after waiting about 2 or 3 minutes, the fan turns on. That means the thermostat has opened and coolant is circulating around the whole engine, including the heater core that provides heat inside the cabin. Now what you're looking for is for the bubbles to stop coming out. Once there's no more bubbles, that means there's no more air in your system, and you're going to want to do this about 2 or 3 times just to make sure. And also keep an eye out on your temperature gauge, and as you can see, ours is excellent. And there you have it. This applies to all Subarus, even the ones that have, like the turbo ones, that have an upper coolant reservoir or like a metal coolant reservoir. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down.